Hi again. Tonight I wanted to do a little video on taking kids or taking a beginner ice fishing for the first time, and some of the things that I do anyway. If I have a new fisherman, or I want to take a young lad or young girl ice fishing, is that it's not about quality, it's about quantity. When you have, the young lads out on the water, on the ice fishing, is if you're not catching fish, it gets pretty boring pretty quick. And you don't need to be catching, that world record lake trout or pike, or you want to just catch something. So most times I kind of take a new fisherman out where there's lots of panfish, like Lake Simcoe, Cooks Bay. I had two kids, and they're all grown up now, and when it comes to ice fishing, they kind of, rather not do it anymore. So I remember them as kids, and I'm talking 4 years old, 3 years old, up to probably 12. They looked forward to going out on Simcoe in Cooks Bay and catch perch, because it was non-stop. It was one after another, and you had to well, with my daughter anyway, I had to take the perch off the hook and put the minnows on the hook. But it was busy for me as well, but it was fun times and very memorable times for my kids growing up. So one of the things, like if you're I would never take a young kid out for lake trout or for whitefish, where you may get one or two, or you're always running and gunning, going to different spots, checking spots. They get cold quick, and it's not fun. One of the things, if I was, a young parent, I would probably, if I didn't have any fishing gear and I got young kids, and I was thinking about going to take them ice fishing for the first time, I would probably go with one of the hut operators on Cooks Bay. First of all, they usually put you on to fish, where that's sometimes half the battle. And you're in a warm hut catching fish, and the young kids are having fun, right? So I know a few hut operators. They're most of them are on Facebook or on YouTube, and they're pretty good. And I talk to a lot of people, like, oh yeah, we go out every year, and we always use this particular hut operator, and I think there is some really good operators out on Simcoe that they take pride in their work, and I'll shout out to a couple, because I've used them before, and they're great. Hotbox Huts, I know, is one of them, and I know on the whitefish side of things with lake trout, I've used Bear Point Fishing Huts as well. So Gail is from Hotbox, and Bear Point, I think it's still Donnie. But these guys have been around a long time. They do a service, and they get repeat customers. Like, if you're in that business of an outfitter on a particular lake, you need to be on the ball. You need to be catching fish. You need to be great customer service, and I think these two operators are world class. So if you're gonna go another route, like go out by yourself, well, then you gotta go and buy a lot of stuff, right? You gotta get an ice auger, a hand auger, a hut, a heat, things like that. It costs a bit more money, but if I was a first time, and I've brought first timers out, and I've rented with them a hut. It's just easier. And if you don't, well, you can always, go and buy your own stuff. You can buy used stuff. But I think if I was a first timer, I would most likely just go with an operator. Yeah, and I would also support the local tackle shops too. I know there's one in Guildford, True North Fishing Outfitters. They're great. Like they have all the stuff you need. If you were even to show up there with nothing, you can get a rod, a reel, and line, and tackle, and minnows, and anything you need, they got it. So they're in Guildford. So yeah, if you're wanting to be trying to ice fish for the first time, I think if you're in the Toronto area, Simcoe would be probably the closest, and they have a lot of operators there that'll set you up so you can have a good experience with your kids, or if you're an adult and you want to learn how to do it. These guys are very helpful. Yeah, I've even the operators have guys that are helping. Like, 'cause there's so many. Say there's 20 huts that they're running that day. They have young lads that know the lake very well, and they'll even show you how to catch perch, or whitefish, or lake trout, or whatever species you're targeting. And you might learn a few things just from the guys, setting you up. Just be honest with the operator. Say you're a first timer. I've never done this before. What do I need to bring? Like, these are questions that you would ask, and these operators they won't steer you wrong. They'll say, oh, you need warm clothes. You might need it because your kids might want to be, they get bored of fishing or bored of catching fish, then they want to go outside and run around on the ice. And you might need snow pants and warm boots and gloves and hats and stuff like that. Might be a cold day, but the huts are heated, so it won't be that bad. One of the things I remember bringing my daughter and my son out when they were really young. To get bored of ice fishing, make sure you maybe have an iPad or your cell phone or a Game Boy or whatever. Maybe that might pique their interest. And lots of snacks. Lots of chocolate bars and snacks and trail mix, stuff like that. Things that they like. That if they get bored, they can do that or eat that or have fun, right? Or one time I brought out my daughter and one of her friends, so they can amuse each other if they get bored, or have fun, and it still makes out a good day if the bite turns off and you're not catching any fish. So that's my 2 cents on first time ice fishing. Things I kind of do when I bring someone out that's first timer. It's about having fun. It's not really, it's bonus catching fish, but if you're going for fish, I would lean towards the panfish, either a perch or a crappie lake or something where there's a lot of little fish that they don't care about the size. They care about the numbers more than anything. So that's my tip. Take it easy. Bye.